the men who moil for gold.
The Arctic tales have their secret trails that can
Tales,
make your blood
tales.
run cold.
But the Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see
Was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge that they cremated Sam McGhee.
Now, Sam McGhee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows, while he left his home in the south to roam the pole. God only knows.
And he was always cold, though the land of gold seemed to hold him
Like a spell?
like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way, I'd sooner live in hell.
It was a Christmas day, and we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the parka's fold, it stabbed like the driven nail.
If our eyes we'd closed and the lashes froze, till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGhee.
And that very night, as we lay packed tight with our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing to and fro.
He turned to me. Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I ask that you won't refuse my last request.
Well, he looked so low, I couldn't say no, and he started with sort of a moan. It tain't being dead.
It's the coldest of cold. It's the coldest.
The awful dread. The icy grave that
My
So I
turn.
want you to swear, through
Foul
foul
or
or fair,
that you'll cremate my last remains. Your turn.
Well, Pale's last need is something to heed, and I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn. But God, he looked ghastly pale.
It's my turn, right?
Yep.
But a pal's last need
Nope,
is a thing.
we already got that.
But a promise made is a
Nope,
dead on.
no. He crouched in the sleigh, and he raved.
All day as he's home in Tennessee, and before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGhee.
Well, there wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given.
He was lashed to the sleigh, and he seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but it's up to you, and you promised true to cremate my last remains."
Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code.
True.
In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, oh, how I cursed that load.
In the long, long light, by the long firelight, as the huskies
Out in a ring,
howled out their woes to the
homeless
snows. My God, how I loathed that thing.
And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. But on we went, though the dogs were spent, and the grub was getting low.
The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in.
And I'd often
Sing to that hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin.
till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. I saw in a thrice. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in the thrice it was called the Alice May.
So I looked at it, and I thought a bit. And then I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry,
Is
my crematorium!
Some boards, some
Planks.
planks I tore from the cabin floor and lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around and heaped the fuel higher.
The flames just soared and the furnace roared. Such a place you'd seldom see. And then I burned a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGhee.
Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so.
Oh.
And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the inky smoke, like a greasy cloud, streaked down the sky.
I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with my grisly fear. The stars came out and were dancing about. Here again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll take just a peek inside. And I looked, and the door cooked, and the door I opened Why?
And there sat Sam looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile. And he said, please shut the door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear that in the cold and storm, since I left Plum Creek down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who boil for gold. The Arctic tales have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold.
The northern lights have seen clear sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the barge of Lake LaBarge that I cremated Sam McGhee.